What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live Show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly appreciated. The Knicks lose a tough one on the road to the champs, the OKC Thunder, 111-100. The captain, 32 points for him, 5 assists, and the big cat, another double-double for him, 15 points, 18 rebounds, but it was SGA, man, coming through clutch in the end. Another 30-point game for him. Listen, man, look, if you want to beat the champs, you got to beat the champs. But when they shoot 38 free throws to our 17, I mean, that's pretty much the ball game. I mean, that's you can't, and here's the thing, it's not just the Knicks. Everybody's been complaining about the whistle with the champs and OKC and just the insane whistle, man. Even Mike Brown got a tech tonight. I mean, it's just what it is, man. But let me tell you where we lost the game at. We didn't lose the game on that. We didn't, because we actually shot well from the field. Not from the field, but from three. We shot 43% from three. We were 15 for 35. We did pretty good on the glass today. We didn't get out-rebounded. We out-rebounded them actually 14-39. But here's where we lost the game at. I think it was about I want to say, what was it about? Maybe about 6 minutes left. About 6 minutes left in that fourth quarter. Towns started cooking, right? Got an and one. He got a couple of, he kind of got a couple of post ups, started finishing in the Baja, right? So I said, okay, cool. Towns is cooking. Then he takes Towns out. I said, yo, what are you doing? Because it wasn't like it was 10 minutes left in the quarter. It was like 6 minutes left in the game. I'm like, yo, we trying to win this game. Let's finish. Let's keep him on the floor. There's no need. Let's keep him on the floor. Because how many minutes he played tonight? Let me just go back to that. Make sure I got this right. So Towns played 34 minutes. If you keep him on the floor, let's say he probably plays around 40 minutes tonight. So what? So what? He wants to play 37. So my thing is that Towns started cooking. So then I said, okay. Then he subs him out. I said, yo, what are you doing? Then Bridges picks up the fifth foul. Then he brings Towns back in. I said, so what you sub him out for? Then he's got the double big. I don't know why he did that. It's unnecessary. You got Mitch and Towns running the offense on the top of the key. They force a turnover. Towns is diving on the floor. I'm like, yo, Mike Brown, what are you doing? You should have brought in Diawara. We need another wing out there. We don't need another big. And then after that, now the game is close now. It's still close. We're still in striking distance. Because when Towns got the layup and they called the timeout, we were down by one. Knicks were right back in it. Then he takes Towns out. Then things just started going out of control. And then after that, they stopped going to Towns. Brunson's not looking for him. So once again, it's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, listen, it's not the team. It's not the team. It's the direction we're given. Who's the captain of the ship, man? Because it's obvious this guy doesn't know what he's doing. It's obvious. It's obvious. So I'm like, yo, if Towns started cooking, because we started cooking, we found something that was working. So I said, yo, let's continue to feed him. Let's kind of, because we started building momentum. They went to a zone, which I thought was really good. So I said, all right, cool. We rolling now. Let's get this victory. You take him out. What you taking him out for? Like, what are you doing? So once again, I'm gonna tell you guys again, I don't blame this team, man. I don't blame this team. I blame that guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. I would have brought in Mitch. I would have kept Towns out there. If Bridges picked up a foul, I would have put in Diawara. But he put Towns right back in. So I said, what you take him out for? When he put Towns in, Towns was still sweaty. So that means he went to the bench for nothing. So you didn't need to take him out. Run the play until they could stop it. They couldn't stop it. They kept on putting small people on him. Give him the rock. Like, yo, I'm confused. This game is not hard, man. This game is not hard. Once again, I'm not saying he's a perfect player. I understand that. But if you know your all-stars got it cooking, we're trying to win this game, why not continue to feed it to him? Identify the mismatch, go to him, let him keep going. Towns has proven that if the double comes, he can find a kick-out pass or whatever. Why not continue to go to him? Why not continue to do that? Guys, this game is not hard, man. It's really, really not. Trust me when I tell you. Those who played, you understand it. But those who haven't, I'm trying to tell you, it's very easy, man. You got guys at the top that make it harder than what it really is. We could have won this game tonight. Even with the whistle being insane, we still could have won this game tonight. But you make things harder on yourself. You don't have to make it hard. What are you making it hard for? Towns is killing. He's kind of picking up some steam. He's got a rhythm going. Let's continue to feed him. It's just simple hoops. It's not hard to continue to go to him. What you taking him out for? After that, ball game. Ball game. This game is not hard, man. This game is not hard. I'm telling you right now, and I've said it, and I've been screaming. You've heard it here on my channel. I've been screaming it. This guy's the problem. It ain't the players. It's him. The head guy in charge. He's the problem. First of all, Reggie Miller's insane tonight. Like, just you know, he's such a Knick hater. He can't help himself. He's destroying Towns the whole night. So I said, all right, you know, and everyone's talking about it. Just became. You guys let me know. It just became like a whole telecast about Towns. Like they got to the point where everything was about Towns. They're talking to Tracy McGrady about Towns. They're talking to Vince Carter about Towns. Then they're talking about Towns again. He's got the most offensive fouls the whole year. Towns this, Towns that. I'm like, yo, my man, he's not the only one on the team. He was an all-star this year, but you know, whatever. The funny thing is that you hear these guys saying, yo, he's got to demand the ball. He's got to demand this. He's not a point guard. He can demand it all he wants. If they're not going to pass it to him, like Alvarado, if he's going to continue to dribble around in circles and not pass it and give it to the big man, if these guys don't know how to make a simple post pass, this is stuff you learn in middle school, a post pass, they can't even do basic stuff. Then what are we doing here? And here's the biggest thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. And I hope you guys really, really listen tonight to what they were saying on the telecast. Those that have Peacock. They said, which is key here, that in the beginning of the year, it was said to Towns, I don't know by who or whatever, they just made a general statement, that it was said to Towns that he's going to have to make the most sacrifice on the team. That's what was said to Towns before the season even started. So now the story correlates, right? It all connects. Let's connect the dots here, people. All right? I appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me too. Make sure you hit that like button for LV. Appreciate everybody. Let's connect the dots here. So if Towns is told us at the beginning of the season, you know, you're going to have to make sacrifices this year, you know, whatever. Then Towns gets on the mic. Oh, excuse me, not on the mic. He gets on, you know, when he's talking about, you know, they had the open camp and stuff like that, and they kind of doing their introduction meetings and talking to Towns and players. Towns says, I don't know what my role is going to be this year. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Right? Towns mentioned that. Remember, guys, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something basically like that. I don't know what my role is going to be. I don't know, whatever. Right? Remember he said that? So now this correlates to he's got to make sacrifices. So now it makes sense why he's been kind of like helter-skelter this year, all over the place. Here's where I blame this all on the coach. Not even on Brunson, on none of these guys. I blame it all on him. It goes right on his shoulders. When you come over, you take over a team that's already won without you. The last thing you want to do is flip everything on and put it on his head and change everything. Change everything. And then what you don't do is go to your star player and say, yo, we're going to have to need you to change your game. Why would you ask a guy that's been in the league 10 years, played at a high level, been extremely successful, to change basically totally his whole game? Why would you ask him to do that? Why? Why don't you tell Josh Hart to do that? Mikal Bridges, OG and Why don't you tell them guys? Not him. He's an all-star. Why would you have him change his game? For what? No, he doesn't have to make sacrifices. No, sir. You got to make sacrifices as the coach, not him. He's an all-star. We need him to put up numbers. We need him to be double-double, 24 and 12 every night in order for us to win. We don't need him to change. You got to change. Why should he have to make sacrifices? Why? For who? For you and your ego? You just got fired by the tarmac. So why does Towns got to make sacrifices? He's an all-star. He's going to be Hall of Famer. Why? So you guys see where I'm going here with this, right? That's why this guy's all over the place this year as a player. And people are questioning him, demand the ball also. What demand the ball how if they're telling him he got to make sacrifices? Demand the ball how if nobody wants to pass him the ball, they're dribbling all around, they're not even looking for him. Then he starts cooking, getting busy, we're back in the game. He gets taken out the game. Like, are we watching the same thing here? This is easy. This is not hard to figure out. It makes no sense. Just logically, it's insane. It's insane. So that's why I started off giving you guys the timeline here of what they were saying in the telecast and what we already knew. He was told at the beginning of the year he's got to make sacrifices. Then he doesn't know his role because he's like, yo, I don't know, I don't know what they want me to do. Then his game is all over the place. You're asking a 10-year vet, that's an all-star, all-NBA guy, rookie of the year, going to be a Hall of Famer, sacrifice, change your game. Yo, what's wrong with this coach? What is he? What is he, crazy? But it makes sense he is because he got fired on the tarmac last year. That's why they did that to him. So you come in here and you tell an all-NBA guy he's got to make sacrifices and basically change his game in order for the team to win. Where they do that at? No, clown. We don't need him to change his game. We need him to be 24-12. That's why he's getting $60 million a year, not to make sacrifices for you. You make the sacrifice. This guy's insane as a coach. LV blacked out tonight. I'm sorry. I just was watching the game. I just was like, yo, this is insane. And then I listened to Reggie Miller and all these guys talk. These guys are like talking just to talk. And I'm like, you guys aren't making any sense, man. That's why I broke it down for you guys from beginning to end. It does not make sense anywhere. Melo and Vince and Tracy, they talking all that hot stuff. They know if he come in there and telling them, yo, you got to sacrifice for the team, them dudes ain't trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that. They're like, yo, you bugging. Come on. I'm all-star. You better tell OG and nobody to sacrifice. I ain't sacrificed nothing. What you talking about? I'm getting $60 million a year. I'm 24-12. Ain't nobody else over there been an all-star but me. I got more all-star games than Brunson. I got a better trophy case in my closet than Brunson. You telling me to make sacrifices. Tell them to make sacrifices. Or why don't you tell yourself to make sacrifices? And now this guy's looking all over the place like a player. He's all helter-skelter. Everybody barking on him like he's a bum. Like, look at how they done flip this thing on his head and make it seem like Towns is the problem. I just said it again. Look how they flipped this whole nonsense on his head and made it seem like Towns is the problem. Guys, this is not hard to figure out, man. And Towns, you see the frustration he has. And all he's trying to do is just kind of play and just try to buy into the system. Who's asking him to buy into the system? The head guy, right? We didn't have these problems last year with Tibbs. It was understood. That's one thing with Tibbs. It was understood. He's getting the ball. He's getting the ball. I don't care what we do. He's getting the ball, and he's playing these amount of minutes. That's it. We're riding with him and Brunson. That is it. It's understood. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys complain because they didn't play a lot or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it was understood who was getting the shots. And with that formula, we were 2 games from the finals. 2 games from the finals. Now, you guys help me. Just help LV. Just help me. Everybody in the chat. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me. But you help me make it make sense. How do you come in here and you see that formula worked? All you got to do is tinker with a couple of things. But you decide to flip the whole blueprint on its head and tell an all NBA guy he's got to make sacrifice, and you get him to change his whole game. How insane is that, man? Just listen to that nonsense. Listen, idiotic. Or he's getting $60 million a year. He's all NBA. He was 24-12 last year, and you tell him to make sacrifices. just make it make sense. And you're seeing the idiot stuff tonight. Towns is cooking. They're feeding them down low. They're taking advantage of the mismatches. We cut the lead. We're down by 1. It's like 7 minutes left in the game. We're right there in striking distance to steal one from OKC. He takes Towns out. You guys got to help me, man. Like, come on. You got to let me know. Am I bugging out? Am I bugging out, or are we watching the same thing here? Makes no sense. Okay. I done blacked out long enough, man. Holla at my chat, man. Appreciate everybody coming through rocking with me tonight, man, on this Sunday evening. Tough loss for them boys in OKC to the champs, 111 to 100. The captain, 32 points, 5 assists. The big cat, another double, 15 and 18. Let me go through the chat here, man. Say what's up to you guys, man. Still a tomato, man. What's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. It's my first time seeing you coming through. Please subscribe to the channel. Raphael, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Eddie Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Big Task, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Judas Revenge, long time no see, sir. Hope all is well with you. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Shan Dismiador, 9085. Shane, I don't want to butcher your name. I apologize. Is it Shane? Listen, I appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Tell me if I'm getting your name right or wrong. I apologize, but I appreciate you coming through rocking with me and my crew. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Orlando C, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Hope all is well with you, sir. One Shot D, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Oh, my God's coming through rocking with me, man. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Gravity, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with me tonight. Killer B, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Vibes, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Tough loss, boys. 111 to 100. The big cat, another double, 15 points, 18 rebounds. Time passes by. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Vaughn Allen, 40 piece. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. James Davis, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. It's insane, man. It's just insane. It's just insane basketball, man. It's just insane. And you know, I think it's insane to me because we're a really good team. Like, we're really good guys. We're really good. We're a really good team. We got a lot of pieces, a lot of weapons. But we just need direction, man. We need direction. And I think that they went for the easiest route here of getting this guy. And with the free throws disparity, like, it was insane, right? We all know that. But everybody in the league's been complaining about it with OKC. I honestly, to me, it stinks, but I don't have a problem with it. You know why? Because that's what happens when you become the champ. Everybody's complaining about SGA. He's the MVP, man. This is what they do. People complain. I remember growing up, we were always mad about Jordan getting all the fouls, right? Jordan used to get all the fouls, and he never fouled out. He could hack through whatever, and you blow on Jordan, it would be a foul. I remember them days. So I get it. When you're the guy, you're going to get those calls. So I understand it. It's not a big deal. But even with that, we still had a chance to win. Still had a chance to win this game. But it's those little things, guys. Those little minutia, right? Those little things that fall on the coach's lap that are going to make and break this season. Like, period. It's not the players. The great coaches know how to, I said it before, right? Push the right buttons. Remember I said that to you guys before the other day? The really great coaches, they know how to push the right buttons, man. They know how to ride a guy when he's hot. They know how to pull a guy when they realize he needs a breather. They know how to make certain adjustments. They understand the flow of the game. Like, they're just engulfed in it. Spoelstra's amazing at it. Spo is, he's at the top of the list for me. Right? I even thought Mike Malone was great. People don't want, but people say he's similar to Tibbs. Yeah, but he's one, man. He at Denver, they were winning a lot of games when he was there. Remember, he was there. How long was Mike Malone there? About 10 joints, right? He won a lot of games in Denver. So all these elite coaches, man, they know how to press the right buttons, man. Steve Kerr, of course, right? Greg Popovich. The list goes on and on. Like, we know the top dogs in this league that know how to do that. Joe Mazzulla, right? You know what I mean? Same thing. Like, these guys, they know, man. They know. This guy's he's just not, Raphael says, any dudes on Deuce? Yo, you know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. You know what? Raphael, man, I don't know with Deuce, man. You guys starting to notice he's getting injured a lot, right? You guys peep that with Deuce? Yo, he's getting injured a lot, man. He's getting injured a lot. You guys peep that? Like, and here's the thing with him, kind of playing a lot more minutes, right? When you play more, you're gonna, you have more of a risk of getting injured. And with him playing a lot, if you kind of, you're paying attention to it and you're kind of realizing it, he's starting to get injured now. And so you got to ask yourself, does he have durability issues? Because before he didn't have these problems, but he wasn't playing as much as he was playing before. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like, to me, the way he fell and was holding himself, it looked like a groin issue, because he was walking off kind of hobbling. You know what I mean? It was kind of like he was holding his groin, because when he was falling down, he was already grimacing in pain. So he might have tweaked something when he was falling down. I don't know if it's his core, because it didn't look like a stomach issue. Like he could barely walk with his groin or his leg. That's what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Deuce is going to be out for probably to the playoffs. But the injuries are a concern now with him, because the more he's played and he's gotten a lot more minutes playing a lot, his durability is starting to become a question now. You know what I mean? It just really is. And so now, it's kind of something to be concerned about. And so if you think about it, guys, this is back-to-back games now. Because even last night in Charlotte, right? Town started getting it going last night in Charlotte too. Last game in Charlotte. Then he gets taken out. You know what I'm saying? And so it's starting to get a little ridiculous now with certain things with this whole Town stuff. Like, it's just insane. And then it's the commentary is just crazy, man. But yeah, I thought this was a winnable game, man. Thought this was a winnable game for us. And it kind of stinks, because you look at it and you say to yourself, all right, we should have won this game. I'm not gonna say we should have won this game, but I think it was there for the taking if we really wanted to do that. But that's where I'm telling you guys, it's those little things, man. It's those little things that are going to kind of make it to where we win a championship or we lose in the first round. It's those little things, man. The little things, and that's where you got to kind of. That's where you got to kind of look at the coaching, man. So to me, he dropped the ball big time tonight. Big time. Big time. Yeah, he had Cap sitting in the fourth as well. What you know what, Raphael? I didn't have a problem with that because that was when we started getting back in the game, right? That's when Towns was cooking Raphael, right? Towns was started getting going, and they was having a problem matching up with him. So my thing is continue to feed him. Once again, guys, this guy's an all-star, man. He's not just some, he's better than OG Anunoby. Like, he's not just a role guy. He's an all-star. When he gets it going, you got to feed him the rock. You can't just say, all right, well, we're just going to treat him like everybody else. No! What's wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? Give him the rock. We're trying to win the game. Like, what are you doing? You go away from that. Then you start dribbling. And then there's times Alvarado, too. He drives me crazy with this. He'll get the ball. Towns will be right there rolling. He'll dribble in the circles and go to the other side of the court. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? There's nobody else out there to shoot. Brunson's not there. Give it to him. So that disconnect, I'm trying to tell you guys, that disconnect comes directly from the head coach. Because if the head coach is treating you like you just some average player and sacrificing all this nonsense, that's going to trickle down to the players. Because then they're going to feel like, yo, well, coach don't feel like we should give him the ball, so why should I? Like, that's the thing. Think about it. They knew with Tibbs, you better give Towns the ball. Well, guys knew they wasn't going to get in the game. Give Towns the ball. It was no ifs, ands, or buts about it last year. None. This year, it's a weird dynamic. It's weird. But then you got to ask yourself, what's the only thing that changed this year? The head coach. It's easy. This Grover says, which is puzzling decision by Brown because I've noticed it keeps happening now. Why is JB playing an entire quarter? Yeah, Joe, that's what I'm saying. This Grover, I don't get it, man. I don't know. That's in the third quarter. I don't know why that's happening. Why? It doesn't. It just, but once again, but Rover, that goes to coaching, Rover. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes down to, man. You know, like it's just Mike Brown took him out. Yo, that's crazy, man. Okay, one shot D. Cat tied the game up when he took him off the floor. Yo, that's what I'm saying, man. What are you doing? Then Brunson came in and never looked for him after that. That's what I'm saying. One shot D. That's what I'm saying, man. Insane type of hoops. Let me tell you something. I love Brunson. I do. But if you're to the point to where Brunson's basically running the team and he does what he wants, you're my man. You gotta get out of here. We know who the man is up in Boston, right? It's just Jaylen Brown and Tatum, right? We already know, right? But who runs the show? Missoula runs the show. They not gonna walk all over Missoula like that because he be subbing them dudes out like, yo, sit down. You know what I'm saying? He don't play that with them. They've even talked about it. Once again, are you a leader of men? Right? You know what I mean? This is not questioning the guy's manhood. I don't want to get into that because I don't believe in saying that about guys, right? You know, he's a man, he's got a family, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is, are you a leader of men? Are you like a Mike Tomlin type of coach, right? Do you know how to deal with these guys? Because these aren't kids. These aren't high school kids. These aren't college kids. These are grown men with families and making millions of dollars. How do you deal with them? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to like command a room the way they respect you and they're going to follow through what you say? Because one thing you can say, one thing is, no offense or buts about it, they respected Tibbs. Whatever Tibbs said went. That's it. So right now, I don't know. Vaughn Allen, man, you think it's too much collaboration by the staff? Mike doesn't seem to have a complete autonomy over a lot of this action. Vaughn, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, Vaughn. If he doesn't, Vaughn, that speaks to his skill set, Vaughn, what he's not good at. You understand what I'm saying, Vaughn? Like, you should know, especially with him, he's been to many different places, right? Many different places. He should have a feel for what he wants to do and what he doesn't want to do. If you got all these cooks in the kitchen and you using all these dudes, because there's times he's standing up and there's 3 dudes standing up next to him. I'm like, yo, why is everybody else standing up? They should be sitting down. You the coach. Vaughn, I think he don't have control of this thing here, Vaughn. I told you guys, I was never a fan. Like the way the guy got fired last year, there's a reason why that happened, man. Why he got fired the way he did in Sacramento. There's a reason why. So I pay attention to stuff like that. Especially to get this job, this gig. This is the biggest job in the league outside the Lakers in Boston. This is the Knicks job. And we're good. So now I gotta put this at the feet of Leon. You gotta make the right decision here when you bring a guy in here to lead these dudes, because this is it. This is the team. You bring in a guy like this, man. Raphael says Leon the Don has been rolling. This is literally this worst. Yo, I don't know, man. It's not looking good, man. Big Taz. Nothing much besides the Knicks playing the almost won game. Get agreed. Let's go over. JB is still tunnel vision with Josh in their two-man game. They barely even give OG and Mikal the ball. Yeah, Disgrover. That's what I'm saying, Disgrover. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's the point. But I've told you guys before, it's a whole bunch of nepotism and all that stuff. That's why I told you guys, like, I never thought the Giannis deal was going to go. Giannis is too much of an alpha dude. Brunson wouldn't be able to deal with that. Because if he can't make it work with Towns, what's the next tier all-star? Towns is a tier 2 all-star, right? He's up there. Meaning he's made all NBA teams, all-stars, right? So what's the next tier 1 all-stars, right? So you're speaking of Joker, SGA, Giannis, speaking of Luka, those are the top dogs. Brunson, because Brunson's a tier 2 all-star as well. He wouldn't be able to deal with nothing like that. Because them dudes would come in there and they would take the ball out of his hands. It wouldn't be his team no more. They would not, Leon would not allow that. That's why I've always felt the Giannis thing is not going to happen, because of that reason right there. And so Brunson's got to make it work with Towns. But if he can't make it work, you got to look at him, because who else are you going to bring in here? Just asking the question. Vaughn Allen, facts, man. It's too much going on sideline. Tibbs really communicated to his staff. Right. See, Vaughn, I think Vaughn, I think it's a little bit of both, Vaughn. I think you can't communicate with your staff. I think Tibbs not communicating with them at all was bad too, right? But you got to have them do some things, but you can't lean on them so much that you don't even have an identity. I honestly think he does that because he knows he's limited, man. He knows he's limited. He knows it, Vaughn. Vaughn. You ever been in the locker room, Vaughn, you look at the coach and you know he don't know what he's doing? You could tell, Vaughn, you look in his eyes, you be like, yo, this dude don't know what he's doing. He looks unsure. Right, Vaughn? You have been, Vaughn, keep it a buck, Vaughn. Yes or no in the chat. Has that ever happened to you? That happened to me a couple of times. It happened to me in some summer tournaments, and it happened to me in college. You look and you're like, oh, nah, this dude don't know what he's doing. He look unsure. He don't know what to do. And then dudes just start doing what they want to do. Dudes start doing what they want to do. JW, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Wildcat did not get more touches and more shots. Brunson seems like he can play with another star. Brunson seems like he can play or he can't play. I'm assuming you're saying he can't play with another star. JW, Mike Brown just seems like him and Cat relationship is not good. That's a big problem. JW, I feel the same way about you. I think that JW, I think that was established during the offseason. During the offseason, that happened. And I think their relationship got off bad then. Because once again, they said it on the telecast. Like, you know what I mean? This is not like, information that's not out there. He probably went in and told Towns he got to make a sacrifice. First of all, these guys' egos are through the roof. Through the roof. Towns feels like he's him. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't coming in there thinking, especially what he did last year. So how are you coming in and telling an all-star, who's, once again, is going to be an Hall of Famer, you got to make a sacrifice? Towns going to make a sacrifice like what? Think about it. He probably asked him a sacrifice like what? You want me to do what? You want me to be like Draymond? I'm not doing that. Think of what Towns probably said to him. Like, that's not going to work. So they might have had a back and forth and kind of a disagreement. And probably from then, it probably just the relationship wasn't good. Now, once again, this is LV speculating. This is not stuff that I know happened. I'm just kind of just giving you guys what I think could be probably the issue. He wants Towns to make sacrifices. Towns ain't trying to do that. Towns like, yo, that ain't my game. Like, what are you talking about? And he probably feels disrespected. Because he's like, yo, how you going to come and tell me that? Like, I'm the man. You know what I mean? 24-12. Yo, tell Brunson to make sacrifices. Yeah, this Brunson team, cool, but Brunson ain't been this far since until I got here. When I got here is why we got further. How about that? Right? So I'm just saying, once again, it's the egos, right? It's the egos involved. These guys got all egos the size of Mount Everest, all these guys. So once again, this is all LV speculating, but I wouldn't be surprised if this happened. And they just didn't get off on the right foot. Hence, why Mike Brown was talking crazy about him in the media. Remember in the beginning, he said, I said Towns he'd be doing this, Towns can't be doing it. Remember he was talking crazy about Towns? I was like, yo, why is he talking crazy about? He's an all-star. You can't be running your mouth about Towns like that. And you notice he don't do that no more. So obviously someone from the top told him to cut that noise. Someone probably told him you need to chill with that. So he don't do that with Towns no more, if you notice that. So there's been a tug of war with him and Towns. And that's not on Towns. That's on him. That's on him. You never come to a new place where a team is won without you, and you coming in there and ruffling up feathers, especially kind of getting that one of the stars. Like, why? You're not going to win like that. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. What you got to do is make sure this guy gets on the right page. You listen, I don't care what you do. He's 24-12. We want that every night. I don't care what you do. You make it work with him. You don't ruffle feathers and get him kind of off his game. What type of... It's nonsense. That's how you know he's not a good coach. He has no idea, once again, about the sports psychology behind this thing. It's so much bigger than X's and O's. It's so much bigger. Way bigger. Lionel Mona, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Tough loss for them boys, man. Tough loss for them boys. 111 and 100. The captain, 32 points, 5 assists. Vaughn says, LV, man, like, you know, yo, right, Vaughn? You know it, Vaughn. You look at me like you don't know what you're doing. You're like, yo, all right, I'm out of here, man. You're like, yo, give me the rock, man. Move. And Vaughn, keep it a buck. I've had it happen too, Vaughn. Coach call out a play. You like, nah, we ain't running that. We ain't running that play. Because you know the coach is kind of, he ain't got it. True story. I'll be honest with you. I done been in locker rooms. I've been in locker rooms where coaches and players were almost like about to get the fist fights, man. They throwing punches. Because the coach running some nonsense and the player like, yo, this ain't working. I'd have been in locker rooms with that, B. They done had each other about throw punches. Team, we had to break it up. Assistant coaches and everybody. True story. That's how it get, man. Because people think players and people are stupid. You can identify this is not working. Stop running it. You know, these guys want to run the same nonsense. And you're like, yo, it's not working. And these coaches can't make adjustments. And so players can identify that. And once you see that, and you see the chink in the armor, you realize this guy don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing. And then it's just people, people bumping heads. And then in the locker room, they about to throw punches. I've seen that happen. Lionel Motors, Mike Brown, to me, was a downgrade from Tibbs. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. This Grover, can we push? Whoa, this Grover. Remember we wanted him? This Grover. Do you not remember when everyone was saying, go get Johnny Bryant? Remember that? Everybody was saying, go get Johnny Bryant. Why did he go get Johnny Bryant? Why didn't he do that? This is Leon I'm speaking of. Why didn't he go do that? Why did Joe Borrega, the coach of the Pelicans, who's another great coach, a younger coach on the rise, remove himself after the interview process? Why did he do that? Was it because Leon wanted too much control? He wanted kind of like to be able to control. This is LV just asking questions. He wanted the micromanagers thing, kind of. He wanted someone he can kind of control and dictate stuff to. He probably knew certain guys he could do that with, certain guys he couldn't do that with. I'm just asking questions. That's all I do. Because it makes no sense. It doesn't. But yes, this girl, we wanted Johnny Bryant. I definitely wanted him. Oh, right. Oh, my bad, coach. Yo, agreed. Yo, Vaughn, that's how it go down. You know that. JW says Mike Brown just looks like he makes a lot silly subs. He makes a lot of silly subs. He calls it experimenting, but really, he's not a good coach for this team because he does not know what he's doing. LV, he's a fraud. Yeah, man. Look, man. JW, only a stupid coach would start beef with your second. But yo, JW, agreed, man. Agreed. And to be honest with you, you say second best player to Brunson. There were times last year where him and Towns were neck and neck. There were times last year. I'm not saying it is, but there were times last year that people felt Towns was just as important as Brunson, if not more so. Because Towns came in here killing it last year. You remember. And people were like, yo, this team looked better without Brunson. I was like, nah. Remember the conversations that were out there about how good this team looked with Towns in the lineup. Like, just remember that. And Towns had a monster season last year. Monster. And so I don't know what happened during the offseason. I don't know why. I don't know whatever. But to your point, it makes no sense, JW. No sense. Especially after the season he had last year. He wasn't the problem. Who started beating? Yo, Javon, he talking about the coach. Talking about Mike Brown. Yo, J Deals, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight, man. Tough loss on the boys, 111 to 100. This game showed the Knicks are highly effective when Cat dominates on the block. Old school, agreed. But J Deals, they got to give him the rock, man. They got to give him the rock. If they don't give him the rock, they don't give him the rock. You know what I'm saying? He's a big man. Like, he can't go take the rock and just bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Someone's got to feed it to him. This girl says, I think Leon has a tendency to trust old heads more than the younger generations. I mean, look how old our staff is. Maurice is out here looking like he's playing bingo and having jello. Agreed. I mean, those guys still around, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I just see how good of a team we are, man. I'm just looking. I'm just looking, man. I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. I don't know because I don't know if this guy. I don't know if this guy has what it takes. If we get kind of like let's say we see Detroit, right, in these conference finals, or we see Boston, right? how is he going to be as a coach in those situations when it gets tough? Like when it's money time? Like how do you like what type of adjustments do you make? You can make substitutions all you want. You know what I mean? Like you can say, oh, they're going to sub this guy. We're going to, because that's all they wanted. They just wanted more players playing. Anybody could do that. But schematically, what are you going to do differently? How are you going to out scheme Spo? How are you going to out scheme Missoula? Right? Like how are you going to do that? How are you going to out scheme Bickerstaff? Are you going to be sitting there hugging him, talking about how you used to babysit him? Like, I'm just being honest with you. How are you going to be able to do that? So I don't know with this guy, man. This Grover says, you know me, man. I always felt someone like Johnny Bryant was the key to unlocking the offensive juggernaut we have. Agreed, sir. I totally agree. Totally agree. JW, if LV, if you were Leon Rose, would you fire Mike Brown after the first season and fall short of the finals? I would. I would get him out of here, man. I would get him out of here ASAP. I wouldn't trade the players. I would add some pieces on, but I would get him out of there. There's no way, man, you fumble this, man. This team is ready to go. They had us, they had us as the favorite to come out the East. Like, how do you fumble this, man? It just shows how he's limited, you know what I'm saying, as a coach. And he doesn't demand the respect of the room. And then listen, you can make bad adjustments, that's fine. But the last thing you do is to kind of, I don't know, like just do what he's doing with Towns. Like that's coaching malpractice, man. That makes no sense what he's doing with Towns. No sense. And it's having everybody, as that's a Knick fan, scratching your head. Like it's because it makes no sense. Makes no sense. None. I just don't get it, man. Look at Vaughn Allen here. Too many times this season, Cat having less than 3 shot attempts is unacceptable. That's on everyone at this point. Yo, Vaughn, man, Vaughn. You know what, Vaughn? Vaughn, it's not on everyone, Vaughn. It's the guy at the top of the guy at the top of the food chain, man. It's on him, man. It's on him, Vaughn. It's on him totally, man. This is all on his shoulders, man. That would have never happened last year with Tibbs. Are you insane? They would have made sure Cat got his, man. But they following the blueprint of whatever this dude played forward. And Brunson like, oh, I get more shots. Cool. I get to do me. I kind of got static with the dude anyway because you traded my boy for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. So what I'm saying is, Brunson don't care because he get his. Brunson, I love Brunson, but he's basically a Luka clone. He's a smaller version of Luka. Luka, all he want to do is shoot. That's it. Brunson's the same way. They are the same player. The same player. The same player. And that's why Dallas got rid of him, because they didn't feel like Luka was good enough to get that team to the next level, because they feel like he's a scorer. And D don't play no defense, just like Brunson don't play no defense. They're the same guy. But they'll light it up offensively. Yeah, they'll do that. No problem. But do they make the team better? That's why Dallas got rid of him, man. Because they felt like they had a ceiling with him. Because he has a lot of holes in his game. He's a hell of an offensive player. We know how good he is, but he can't defend. He's always crying to the refs. He's got a lot of issues with Luka. He ain't the perfect player. So, management's got to deal with him. Then there was issues about him being overweight. You remember all the stuff that was going on. Like, I'm just saying, he's young still, but it's a lot of issues that come with him. So you got to kind of say, all right, we'll dismiss those things because what he does offensively is so good. He leads the league in scoring. Great, but he can't defend. So how does that translate to winning a championship? Because there's so much more than scoring to win a championship. And does he make people around you better? Does he do that? And to me, that's the key. Boston LV, man, I heard Cat say after he scored in the paint on Mitchell, see, it's too easy. Yo, come on, because it is, Vaughn. It is too easy, Vaughn. It is. But why isn't anybody else identifying that with him, Vaughn? Why? If it's too easy, why don't anybody else identify that? Why don't the coach support that? I don't think the coach rock with him like that, man. I think they got real beef. But once again, it's LV. I'm not saying it's true. Just go my opinion. I don't think they rock, man. I don't think they rock, and because they don't rock, it kind of spills over to everybody else. Big task. But LV, who would you bring in to coach this team if they fall short of expectations? I would either try to get Mike Malone or I'll try to get Johnny Bryant. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would get Mike Malone back in here and I would say, yo, establish some stability here. Establish some type of leadership up in here. Because he'll get in here, he'll tighten these dudes up. Remember, he's just like Tibbs, but a younger version of Tibbs, but with a more, kind of like a modern way of doing things. Guys, look, at the end of the day, what do we want? We want a championship, right? That's it. By any means necessary, I want a ring. I want a championship with this team. That is it. So get it done. Put your egos to the side, Leon, or whatever you want to control. Knock it off. Bring the guy in here that's going to whip these guys into shape and is going to get the two-man game going with Brunson and Towns. And you get Brunson's pops off the bench. No more nepotism. Like, get out of here. Yo, you tell your son to pass the ball. We want these two rocking and rolling. Brunson, you got a problem with that? No. Josh, you got an issue? Nah, okay. Because we'll get this roommate stuff out of here too. Like, knock all that off. Let's win. That's it. No egos. If it's really no egos, that's no egos for everybody. You got to have somebody like that, man. J. Davis says, LV, man, Brunson couldn't play with Luka, man. Couldn't play with Randall. Now, cannot with Cat. Do you see a pattern? Hey, I didn't say it. You did, JW. I didn't say it. You did. That's going to be on his head heavy, man, if they make a move for Towns. That's going to be on his shoulders big time. Because they're gonna start asking those questions about him. They're going to start asking those questions. Look at this Grover. Johnny Bryant. JW, Mike Malone is my coach, right? Big Task. Mike Malone, are you sure? Big Task, you don't want Mike Malone? You don't like Mike Malone? Let's go over. I don't want Mike Malone because our players will be averaging 38 minutes a game. It could be. I like Mike Malone, though, man. I think he whipped these dudes into shape this Grover. Vaughn, yes, they got a few more games to figure it out. They might be playing possum with us and start spamming PNR up in playoffs on their way to the finals. Who you speaking? You speaking of? Who are you speaking of, Vaughn? Playing possum. Who are you speaking of? Oh man, Killer B. I would love Mike. I would love Mark Jackson. Yo, but he's been blackballed, man. He ain't. It's a wrap for him. It's a wrap for him. It's a wrap for him. He kind of made his bed, man. He got to lie in it, man. You know what I'm saying, Killer B? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He finished. If you notice, he's not even broadcasting no more, man. They kind of cut ties with him, man. That kind of stinks. Vaughn, Cat and JB, you think so? I mean, I hope so, man. They can't figure it out, man. Big Chaz, yo, but they need that though, Big Chaz. They need that. Mike Malone is also coach, but he's the dude is yeah, man. They need that. Vaughn says, I checked the numbers last year before the All-Star break. Brunson and Cat had the best. Yo, Vaughn. Why they do that, Vaughn? Why they do that? Who was the head dude in charge? Tibbs made that happen because who Tibbs is. You see what I'm saying? Tibbs forced that. He forced that to happen. And everyone says Mike Malone's a Tibbs clone, right? Boom, bring him in here. He'll have them rocking and rolling, get them right back the way it should be. Big Taz, this team is currently structured, might be too old for a coach like Mike Malone. No. It's perfect for a guy like Mike Malone. Perfect. Sack centers over Josh. Okay, so Disc Rover. So the problem is Josh, correct? So you can still run it. You gotta switch him out the lineup, right? Right, Disc Rover? Oh, he does? JW, is that documented? Is that true? Is that really what's going on? Killer B, what'd he do? The rumor is that he was kind of doing some stuff in Golden State, Killer B. That's why he got fired there. Like he was like doing stuff like to the owners, like locking them out of practice and stuff like that. Like just doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, to ownership when he was the head coach there. That's why they fired him. Because he was just like doing like real, like just nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of got out in the league of how he runs his practices and how he runs his stuff. And once it kind of people got wind of it, it was kind of like don't hire him type thing. You know what I'm saying? You know how these guys do. It's a fraternity, man. So they be like, yo, don't hire him. I wouldn't hire him, because of whoop de whoop. And then the word got out, and that was it. That was it. Okay, let me try to bring this up here. Let me bring this up here. Trying to see a couple of interviews here. That's why I'm pausing right here, guys. I apologize. One second. Pull this up for you guys here. Yeah, and then also too, I don't like all the fact that all these guys are like, you know, talking to Towns and just like just trying to make it seem like Towns is the issue. Towns is not the problem, man. Towns is not the problem. These guys, you got to man the ball. All these dudes talking all this nonsense. Man, listen, man. I don't see any interviews right here. I'm trying to find some. That's why they put them out late because remember they're on the road, so they're not home. You know. See, let me play this for you though. I'll play this for you. Let me play this for you. This is where this guy, you could tell he's lost as a coach. Right. This is what he said about Towns. I'll pull this up for you guys. Once again, I appreciate everyone coming to rock with me tonight, man. I hope everyone's doing well on this Sunday evening. Tough loss to them boys, man. It stinks, but we gotta get right back in it. We're down 3 from Boston now, but we gotta get right back to it because we got Houston coming up on Tuesday, man. So we gotta get ready. So this is what he said about Towns. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. He said this a couple of days ago.
What I would say this. We also had to. When I say we, I'm talking about me. I had to adjust to him as well, and that's what a season's about. We're not playing the same way offensively as we did to start the year, and so I had to make some adjustments to try to figure out how I can get him involved a little bit better, get him to feel a little bit more comfortable, and it's showing a little bit. He's obviously putting the work, which you want all your guys to do, but it's a two-way street, and it's good to see him playing at the level he's playing at right now.
Let me tell you why that's a problem. Let me tell you, now a lot of people are going to say, well, he didn't say nothing wrong. Let me tell you why that's a problem. It shouldn't be a two-way street. No, because you're going to need this guy to win. Like, it should be, when I go in here, how do we make it to where Towns could be doing his thing? Like, that's it. Towns and Brunson. Everybody else going to do their thing, but we got to make sure that them dudes, because we're not going anywhere. We're not going nowhere if Cat doesn't do what he did last year. We're not. I love OG, but he's not that guy. I love Bridges, but he's not that guy. Josh, forget about it. Like, come on. These two dudes, Brunson and Cat, we need them playing at peak powers for us to go far. We don't need neither one of them making sacrifices. So that's where, to me, he's dropped the ball. Like, because my thing is that when you get this gig, you should already know. Like, all right, we got Towns. We got to make sure we use him to his peak powers. Like, not reel things back in. I had to adjust my things to him, and it's a two-way street, and we're not running the same offense we did earlier. Well, why not? See, what you did is you try to come in here and run something that doesn't work with the players you got. That's what happened. And then you realize it's not working because your all-star is struggling. So then you want to change things up in the ninth quarter. In the fourth quarter. I was trying to say ninth inning. It's late. I'm tired. You try to change up in the fourth quarter. Now you get into the crunch time. Now it's still like all over the place. But with that being said, this is why he's not a smart coach. You've gotten these other guys accustomed to playing a certain way now without Towns. So now you're going to ask them to change things up for him. So now, once again, it's like a cluster. You know what I'm saying? It's a cluster. Because you dropped the ball from jump. This is easy, man. This ain't hard to figure out. He dropped the ball big time, man. And he's got, 8 more games to figure it out. Because when the playoffs come, his seat is going to be scorching hot. Because it ain't LV. It's everybody else out there, all them pundits out there that was mad that Tibbs got fired. And they're going to say, yo, whoever you bring in here, they better take the Knicks to the finals. That's why they're saying finals are bust. That's why James Dolan's going out there saying finals are bust, or, yeah, this team should make. This is why he's saying that. This is why he's saying that. I don't know. This guy, I'm telling you, man, the seat is going to get scorching hot. Scorching hot for him. But, at the end of the day, man, it's kind of, it's kind of falls at Leon's feet, man. It does. It does. It doesn't fall on anybody else's feet. Falls on Leon's feet, man. All right, so guys, let me pull this up here. So here's Deuce, man. This is the injury here. Make sure the volume is down here. This is the injury here. Yo, I think it looks like his groin or something. It doesn't look like his, because hernia is in your stomach. So he looks like he's holding his lower part. He's not holding his stomach, like his core. But if you see here, right, guys, check it out here. You see him falling, right? You see him kind of saying, already. He's already in pain. And now he's touching the inside of his groin area. He's kind of, his legs get caught up there. See, he's limping off. See that's like a leg or groin because he's already in pain. He's in pain right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Deuce is going to be out into the playoffs, man. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. That doesn't look good. Michael Jernigan, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. My first time seeing you, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Mike. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew. JW agreed. Okay, Mike says that next year you need to go get Josh from Chicago to pair with JB. You cannot make a shooter a point guard. You want to get Josh Giddey? Ooh. I don't know, man. Josh Giddey over here. Who would we give up for Josh Giddey? JW says Deuce not 100%. I think he's done. Yeah, man. I think he's gonna come back probably for the playoffs. He's gonna try to, but I think yeah. This could hurt his money too, man. Because you know your best ability is availability. This could hurt his money because he's been hurt like a lot. Because remember, he was hurt last year too. Remember, he was hurt last year. JW, would you draft a point guard in the draft? No. You know who I would draft? I would draft a kid out of St. John, Zuby. Zuby do. I would draft Zuby. Zuby is a clone of Beef Stew. He's a Beef Stew clone. I would get Zuby over here, man. Give a little attitude to this team. A little bit of tenacity in that Baja. Blocking shots, rebounding. He's a great defender, rebounder. Better shooter than Beef Stew. About the same size. 6'9", 6'10". Zuby's tough, man. I would love to get Zuby over here for the Knicks. That would be a really, really good fit for us and give us a little bit of toughness that I think we need. Big Taz, but at least the Wildcats are running wild in the playoffs. Big Taz, listen, man. No more Arizona talk, man. Big Taz, I think they lose Michigan. I think Michigan's going to take it, man. I think Michigan's going to take it. All right, guys. I was trying to wait and see about some interviews here, but I don't really see any. I guess they didn't put them up. Yeah, let me try to give a little run here. Let me see again if anybody has said anything. Let me see here. Okay, so it's reported that Mike Brown said that he's unsure if it's Deuce's injury is directly correlated to his sports hernia surgery. Right. He said he hasn't talked to medical yet, so I don't know, but it's tough. He said he worked his tail off to get back. He felt his presence and he made us deeper. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know with Deuce, man. But playoffs right around the corner, man. So we just got to remain. We just got to remain optimistic here, man. We got to remain optimistic. We can't, get so focused on Reggie Miller, man. We know he's a Knicks hater, but listen, we got a game Tuesday. Let's try to get a win, man. Because listen, the Rockets are gonna try to get us back. Because when we knocked them off, when we down 18 in that game, we came back, made a push. So we gotta try to get a win, man. We gotta try to keep pace, man. Keep pace with Boston and keep pace and keep Cleveland off our heels, man. Keep Cleveland off our heels. But about to get tough. It's gonna be a tough push right now, but I think we can do it, man. These are probably our 2 toughest games. I think everything else is pretty much easy outside of Charlotte and Atlanta. I think Atlanta's pretty good. I mean, Boston, I think we beat Boston. Because once again, I don't think they play everybody, but we got to start racking up some victories, man, to kind of solidify our 3rd seed here, right? So we got to kind of start doing that. All right, listen, people, let me get up out of here. Listen, I'm LV Live. That's my show. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with me, man. Tough loss to the boys, 111 and 100. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people, right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through, rocking with me and my crew, please subscribe to the channel. Also, too, hit that bell icon, right, to get all notifications on all my shows. And also, too, if you're watching this on replay gang, right, leave comments. I do respond to comments, so please leave comments, all right? But once again, that's my show. I'm LV Live. Appreciate everybody coming through, rock with me. I will be going live Tuesday to discuss the Houston Rockets game, so please come through and check it out. All right, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.